This may be one of the most important lessons. For many years now, I have been looking for a simple solution to the unique Filipino financial woes, katulad ng kailangan natin suportahan ang magulang natin, pati pamilya natin. Mga OFWs na nagtrabaho abroad, pag-uwi nila naubos pera nila. So I've been trying to figure out a simple solution. Marami tayong financial experts na kaibigan. And I follow these people. Andyan si Randall Chongson, Marvin Germo, Chinkitan, and many other people. And I have been listening to their suggestions and their ideas are very sound. Just like them, there are also global authors who have written books on how to become wealthy. Katulad na lang nitong libro entitled The Simple Path to Wealth. And then meron din si Brian Tracy na libro na sinulat and it simply says The Way to Wealth. As I study the principles of these people, they have similarities in the things they teach. Almost all of them will tell you to work on a budget and live within your means. Sinasabi pa nila lahat na we should save, that savings is an important component of really creating your own wealth. We need to save for emergency, we need to save for a house, for the educational expenses of our children, and then in addition, we need to take part of that savings to invest in low risk long term funds to prepare us for a good future. And then they ask us to avoid debts. Kung meron man tayong utang, we need to pay them off because they have shown us that debts make us poor. And of course, very important ang insurance. Para just in case may mangyari sa atin, there will be enough money to take care of our children. Many of the books written today reference to The Way of Wealth by Benjamin Franklin. I have read many of these books because nga I want to be able to personally create my own wealth and at the same time help as many Filipinos as possible. But alam nyo, recently, I discovered one simple principle which I believe is the foundation of creating wealth. And I saw this principle in an old book entitled The Richest Man of Babylon. It is a good read. Sana you would consider it as one of your reference for your own financial needs. In that book, there is a very simple principle that I believe will solve many of our financial woes. And it says, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. It's so simple, yet many people have not taken it seriously. In this lesson, gusto ko sana explain sa inyo paano tayo matutulungan ng prinsipyo na to and paano mag improve ang buhay natin. I believe the most important word in this principle is the word keep. Sabi niya, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. But some of you would say, ginagawa na naman namin yan kasi nag-iipon kami. Alam mo, in the past, akala ko ang ibig sabihin ng to keep is mag-ipon. But as I pondered on the principle more, I realized that to keep is not the same as to save. Let me explain this. Bakit ka ba nag-iipon? For what reason? Most of us, we save so that we can provide the needs of our family, we can provide for our health concern. We need to save in order to buy a house, to buy a car. And also today, very important sa maraming tao, they save in order to be able to travel, to see the world as young as possible. So ito yung mga bagay na pinag-iipunan natin. Nag-iipon din tayo to survive rainy days, panahon na taghirap. On the other hand, it is important to save to provide for our tomorrow. Kasi karamihan ng kita natin is not enough to buy the important things we want. Some of them could be expensive appliances, the college education of your children, and many others. And then it is important to save for emergency fund. Kasi sabi nila, kailangan tayo mag-ipon ng pera just in case. Supposing nag-retrench yung kumpanya. Supposing nawalan tayo ng trabaho. We need to save 3 to 6 months of what we need to survive that period. And finally, we need to save to meet our life goals. But why do we save? People save so that they can spend it later. Kanina sabi ko sa inyo, to keep is different from to save because they have different applications. Most of us, we save in order to spend later. This idea to keep is not to spend, but rather to use it so that we may become fruitful. By now, you will always hear me talk about this idea of fruitfulness. Para sa akin, ang ibig sabihin ng to be fruitful is to have more than enough for yourself. Na hindi ka matatakot maubusan. Hindi ka matatakot magpautang na hindi ka bayaran kasi sobra naman yung pinautang mo. Hindi ka rin natatakot tumulong. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng financial concern kasi maraming sobra. And yon ang ibig sabihin ng to be fruitful. What does it mean to keep? To keep, according to the Oxford Dictionary, means to retain, to stay in place, to take control, to take care of, and to manage. The Bible talks about it also. If you remember in Genesis 2:15, I told you that God planted a garden for Adam and Eve, and there he placed the man whom he had formed in order to cultivate it and keep it. Sabi ng Panginoon sa atin, pag meron siyang binigay na garden or trabaho sa atin, it is important that we cultivate and keep it. And in Genesis 2:15, the meaning of to keep is to attend to watch over, to guard, and to preserve. Ang Hebrew word niya is shamar. Sabi sa libro ng The Richest Man of Babylon, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. If we follow the definition in the dictionary, sinasabi sa atin na when we keep part of our money, it is to retain them, to be in control of it, to take care of it, to manage it, and to preserve and protect it. Alam ba nyo na the plant keeps a part of the food it makes in order to help it grow? Let me just review the ways of the plant for you. I told you before that the seed contains everything the plant needs in order to start life. The seed will use the little food it has to start its journey to fruitfulness. However, in order to become fruitful, the plant will have to continue to make food from the food it produces. You will notice that a plant will not produce fruit for some time. Instead, it will take some time for it to grow itself healthy so that it can produce abundance. Pero paano ba nagpo-produce ng abundance ang isang tanim? Sabi ko sa inyo, the plant will make more food from the food it produces. Pero ito ginagawa ng tanim. The plant will use a portion to provide for itself, to maintain its present need, and then it will keep a portion to grow itself. You see, the present state of a plant requires a certain amount of food in order to just survive. However, in order to grow, it must take a portion of the food it makes and use it to grow its root first so that it can grow its leaves after. The plant will do this for some time. It will make food and keep food until it produces abundance. And I told you before that fruits are just natural byproduct of healthy plants. When the plant is able to grow itself properly, in due time, lalabas ang bunga. The plant does not work for its fruits. The plant works to become healthy, and the fruit is a natural byproduct of the abundance inside it. And I realize ito ang sinasabi ng librong The Richest Man from Babylon. When it said that a part of all you earn is yours to keep, sinasabi niya sa atin that we should use the money we keep to produce children who we will use as our slaves to make more money. But when the money you kept produce children who will make more money, you should not spend the money they make, but instead allow them to make more children and grandchildren who will continue to grow your money. The book by George Carlson talks about creating an army or a family of workers that will grow your money. And it said that we will only spend the money when there is more than enough. But even as we spend it, the book suggests that we should not kill the plant that produces our fruits. Naalala ba niyo yung kwento ko sa inyo about this message in my Viber community called Keeper of His Garden, where someone asked, meron kang nakitang damit pero wala sa budget mo. Bibilhin mo pa rin ba yung damit na yon? One of our members answered by saying, hindi, kasi wala sa budget eh. And this is just the proper thing to do. But on the other hand, merong sumagot, sabi niya, pag gusto ng misis ko yan, bibilin ko yan. Because happy wife, happy life. Diba? Yun ang sinasabi ng karamihan. That evening, my daughter came to me and asked me, Papa, ikaw, anong gagawin mo? So I told my daughter, alam mo Denise, if I was still working for HP, bibilin ko yung damit na yan kasi pwede naman utangin yan through the credit card. However, that was one of my bad habits when I was still an employee. Today, understanding the ways of the plant, pag may nakita akong damit na gusto ko, pero wala akong pambili, wala sa budget, hindi ko titingnan yung damit na yan kasi hindi ko naman siya kaya bilhin. So what I will do is I will continue to save money without thinking about the dress. However, pag marami na akong pera, may nakita akong damit na gusto ko, bet pa natin pag-iisipan yan? Marami naman akong sobra. And this is the idea of being fruitful. When you are fruitful, you have financial freedom. You can decide to buy what you want kasi may sobra. Ito ang sinasabi sana na prinsipyo sa the richest man in Babylon. Itago mo yan until there is more than enough. However, ulitin ko, the idea of to keep is not to spend. Meaning, you do not save so that you can spend, but you save in order to eventually become fruitful. Let me explain further. But before I expound on this idea of keeping, I would like to highlight an important word in the principle we read. Sabi nung prinsipyo ng the richest man in Babylon, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. However, you cannot keep anything if you have not earned something. Kasi the only way you can keep something is meron kang kinita. So ang tanong ngayon, how do you earn? Today, there are many ways to earn money. In the internet, parating sinasabi sa atin, we need to invest the money we have in order to grow it. We are encouraged to invest in the stock market. Minsan meron pang mutual fund. Sabi niya kung meron kang extrang pera, ilagay mo doon para lumaki. And then, people are also encouraged to invest in other businesses. Kaya nga marami ngayon mga venture capitalists. Pero meron akong problema sa prinsipyo na to. Only those who have money can invest in these things. Alam mo, marami akong nakausap recently, mga bata who invested in stocks and mutual fund. Kasi there is this promise na yayaman sila. And many of them got burned. And the only reason is because they thought their investment in stocks and mutual fund will make them rich until the pandemic happened. When the stock market crashed, nawala yung gains nila, nabawasan pa yung pera nila. But is it wrong to invest in the stock market? No, it is a valid investment medium. Pero meron din akong recent na bisita na mayaman na tao. And I was telling them the concern of young adults who invested in stocks. Tas sabi niya sa akin, pero Dong, today I'm buying a lot of stocks kasi bagsak yung market. Sabi ko sa kanya, kasi yung linalaro mo sobra yon eh, na hindi mo ini-expect lumaki. But many of the young investors expect their money in stocks to make them rich. And so this is why I always say, do not do what the rich do. Do what the rich did. When you are young, work hard because mas malaki ang returns ng trabaho. Let me show you what I mean. I'm realizing that when you invest your money in someone else's business or maybe in the stock market and also sa forex, the returns of your money will be approximately 5 to 8% a year. And that is a good return already. It is better than the time deposit of the bank. So it is a better investment pero kailangan mo maintindihan, dapat may pera ka pag-invest. Paano 'pag wala ka pang pera pang-invest? How do we earn money to be able to keep it? I believe that employment have good return for their time and for their money. I often say this, employment is the best way to make money if you do not have money. Pumasok ka, gumastos ka sa pamasahe, gumastos ka sa baon, and yet when you go home, marami kang pera in the form of a salary. When you have a business of your own, when you create products using your unique talent, the potential return of your money is definitely higher than employment. And I believe this even for farmers. Unfortunately, most of our farmers are seen as poor people. Naniniwala ako dapat walang farmer na mahirap kasi malaki ang return ng farming kumpara sa investment na linagay mo. Now, if this is true, why are many farmers poor? Because many do not know how to keep. Pag kumita sila, ang tanong nila parati sa sarili nila, paano ko ba uubusin ito? Friends, I really believe to earn and to keep is the solution to the unique Filipino woes. What are these woes? Marami sa atin ang kailangan maging overseas workers so that we can provide a comfortable life for our family. So these workers will send the money they earn to their family in the Philippines. Unfortunately, many of the members in their family are not ready to manage the money they receive well. So oftentimes nauubos ito. Pag-uwi ng overseas worker, na-shock siya. Walang naiwan, naubos lahat. Minsan naubos sa bisyo, minsan naubos sa sugal, minsan may biniling mga bagay na hindi magamit. So our overseas workers end up going back abroad in order to save the family from the predicament they are in. Lungkot, no? But think about this. What if this overseas worker will set aside 10% of all he earns and keep it for himself? Habang dumadami, he can invest this in mediums na hindi malaki ang return, but sigurado ang return. Unfortunately, many of them are encouraged to invest in some other people's business na hindi nila naintindihan kaya minsan nawawala. But if they are just patient and grow it in a medium that will give them steady return, lalaki rin yan. And I'll show you mamaya. The other problem of many Filipinos is we need to take care of two families, our parents and the family we have. My friend si Randall Chongson described this generation as the sandwich generation because dalawa ang susuportahan. But think about this. Supposing dalawang pamilya ang susuportahan mo, but you decide to keep a part of everything you earn. Itatago mo yon, hindi mo gagamitin para sa magulang mo o para sa pamilya mo. Itatago mo siya. You will only work within what is left. Yung pera na yon, ilalagay mo sa investment, maski maliit, basta sigurado ang kita. This is what other people say as paying yourself first. However, this money is not for you to spend, but to keep so you can create the wealth you want. You would want to use this money to create an army of slaves who will grow the money you have worked for. And this is an idea that I got from the richest man of Babylon. By setting aside a part of everything you earn, you now create an army of workers to grow the money you have. Pero tanong no, how much should you keep? What is a fair amount? Ang suggestion ng libro, 10% minimum. Anong magagawa ng 10%, ano? Paano lalaki yung pera ko? Let me show you a study I asked my accountant friend to make. I asked him, A person is earning 20,000 a month. Supposing he saves 10% of his salary, what will happen to the 20,000 if it earns 8% a year and hindi niya gagalawin yon for 20 years? My friend showed me this, that saving 24,000 in that year will become 112,000 after 8 years with 8% compounding interest. I hope na siya ka, because that is the potential of keeping a part of the money you earn. And para sa akin today, the best medium you can use to grow your money is Pag-ibig MP2. Para sa akin, the reason why it is good, kasi hindi naglalaro ang viability ng investment na to. Why? Because Pag-ibig will use your money to build houses for Filipinos. And as more Filipinos get to work and earn, they will have to borrow to build houses. Unlike mutual fund or the stock market, minsan yung market nagka-crash. When the stock market crashes, it's a good opportunity for some people, especially for the rich, but maybe not for all of us. If this is the proper way to make Filipinos fruitful, bakit parati tayong walang pera? Ang rason, whenever Filipinos earn, ang mindset nila is uubusin kagad. Kaya nga ang tawag ko sa Pilipino ubusers. They buy things they do not need. They spend their earnings on things that does not last. And sadly, many of them even spend money they have not yet worked for. Inutang nila yung mga bagay na hindi nila kailangan. Friends, there is a way to become wealthy, regardless of the amount of your salary and regardless of the responsibilities that you may have. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Sana you have learned from this lesson, and if you want to, i-review mo to ulit because it may just actually change your life. This is where I end the lesson, and if you would like to discuss this in your small groups, these are questions you may want to discuss. How has this lesson changed your perspective about money? May natago ka na ba na pera? Saan mo siya balak gamitin? Or pwede mo ba siyang hindi gamitin? Delay your gratification and forget about the money you kept so that you may invest it and grow it for your future. Gusto ni God mayaman ka. Ayaw ni God maghirap ka. Sana you will take this lesson to heart. Maraming salamat and may God bless you.